Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Relationships and Chill. I am your host, R. Anthony, here for the first episode of Relationships and Chill. Just want to basically give you guys a brief synopsis of what to expect in this podcast and a couple of reasons why I decided to create this podcast. Who is it for? What is it? What topics and types of things and conversations that we'll be having? What topics, like I said, will we cover? How often we'll cover it. I also want to kind of briefly preview some of the people that you can expect to see, some of the colorful characters that will be featured on Relationships and Chill. I plan on being here for a while, helping you to make relationships great again and to help you grow as an individual so that you can attract the best possible scenarios and people in your life and progress past your problems. I created this podcast. First of all, my name is R. Anthony. I initially, a few years ago, I created a podcast, a whole brand called the Sex Symbol Brand. And in that brand, I featured a book called The Sex Symbol Diet and also The Sex Symbol's Guide to Body Language, where I wanted to discuss how food affects who and what we attract. It was a very interesting perspective, one that I had never heard, using the law of attraction, emerging it with how we decide what we choose to eat and how that affects who and what we attract. And there's more information about that. You can find that on Amazon. At the end of the day, what happened with that is a couple things. I wasn't as consistent with it as I should have been. And I ran into a problem with the name. The name, anytime you throw the name sex into any type of brand, it creates a problem, especially like within marketing, because they limit you to a specific category of, say, adult content, which is okay, but it's kind of like they automatically lump you in with like pornographic adult material, even though the information really wasn't about sexuality per se. Obviously I'm going to include that when you're talking to adults, but predominantly the conversation was more about becoming the best you, the very best version of yourself, which will cause you to attract who and what you desire. What I realized at this point in my life, and at that moment too, and what the point I was trying to get across there was, whatever you're attracting is what you are. So if you're not your best, you're not going to attract the best possible candidate that you desire. So the aim was to progress and to help people become better so that they can attract who and what they desired. But through food, because food is a very important subject. What you put into your body is very important. More people will take better care of their car, meaning if their car requires a certain grade of fuel, they would consistently do that. They would consistently get oil changes when they're supposed to. They'll do the right things for their car, and that car, they'll replace it in the next 5 to 10 years anyway. But your body, you cannot replace. So what you put into your body is even more important than what you put into your car, but more people will focus on what they're supposed to do with their car than they do with what they're supposed to do with their body. So if you're not taking care of the thing that is most important to being here on this earth, and then you want somebody, and then that affects a lot of different areas as it relates to the way you think, the way you operate as a human being. And that'll cause you to attract a myriad of different types of experiences that you either prefer or you don't prefer. So with that, I kind of transitioned over to Relationships and Chill, because as I went through the process of learning what a sex symbol was from my perspective and releasing that out, which really was a joke. I came up with the title as a joke, to be honest with you, but it really kind of made sense. So I went with it, but I didn't take into account all the things that could go wrong as far as marketing and all that kind of stuff. But with Relationships and Chill, it's basically the next step up from so centered on being the best you. Now you're taking what I'm going to run through. I'm going to talk about and go through. I'm going to have different episodes about how to become the best you, because that still applies. Even if you're in a relationship or if you're single, you still want to present the best you and not the perpetuation or the false narrative of who you really are, or a small portion of who you really are. Because we are very diverse and we're very simplistically complex. as humans. We're very complicated, but we're also simple at the same time. So to take those ideologies, some of those ideologies, and bring them to a better place is what I created Relationships and Chill for. I created it. Another reason why I continue to create this is because I will always, and I still to this day, run across so many different types of people, and specifically women, that tend to have similar relationship issues that I can see. And when I break those things down to them, they're able to see why and the patterns that they've been attracting throughout their life and why they've been attracting those certain patterns. And I'm going to get more into those as I go through the episodes. And as you guys stay tuned and grow with us and learn with us, you'll see how easy it is to realize what you've been doing that has caused you to attract whatever you're attracting. So Relationships and Chill was created because so many people, men and women, have issues in relationships that they can't seem to put a finger on, but for some reason, and I'll explain those things as the episodes go along also, for some reason people can't figure out where they keep getting it wrong at. The statistics show that the more times that a person gets married, the more of a percentage they have to fail, a higher percentage. The percentage goes higher the more times you marry. So it's similar to relationships. The more relationships you're in, the more relationships you break up from. So having that understanding and being able to see what is causing you to create these scenarios that you're repetitively coming across and repetitively attracting the similar type of mate. Our aim is to help you see those things, to put yourself in a better position so that you can attract the ideal candidate. But not only that, to be the ideal person that that candidate wants to be with, because it's one thing to attract someone, and women do this very well. Women are able to use the natural gifts that you all have been given, physical gifts that you all have been given to attract a man, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that man will stay with you. So it's very important to find out, what does a man really need and what does he really want in order to stay with you for the duration? Because we can all start a great thing. Most relationships start off, pretty much our relationships start off great, amazing. The people are in love and everybody's happy and everything like that. But somewhere along the line, the two individuals, who they really are, starts to rear its head. It starts to come out. And then when two people get to that point, they start to veer away from each other, and the relationship is pretty much over. It's pretty much done. And then wash, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's the same cycle over and over again. So how do we get past that? Well, in Relationships and Chill, we want to help you guys get to that point to where you can get past those things. And even in relationships, because even if you are blessed to find someone and be in a relationship with somebody, those same issues start to come together. But now you have, some people have other reasons why they're together. So you'll see a lot of couples that are together, but they're not really together. They're together because they both have their name on a house. They both have kids together. They have so many other things that are keeping them together, even though they're not technically together. And you don't, and I want to help with that too. You don't want to do, you want to, I'm an idealist. I want to see people ideally get what they want and ideally be in love. Ideally have the relationships that people talk about how it used to be. And so that's why we use the slogan, make relationships great again. It has nothing to do with Trump or anything like that, but it's really a good slogan because ultimately that's our aim. The way I got to this point in my relationship with my wife is from older couples. Those are the people that I studied. Those are the people I learned from. And also the scriptures, the Bible. Those are the things that I learned how to cultivate myself and become the best possible version of a man that will attract the type of woman that I desired. And I wasn't going to accept anything less. And I got that. But you have to get to a certain point as an individual where you're ready for that level of commitment. And there's not much else to do. It comes naturally. It's just a natural progression. Now, what happens after that, how you keep that thing going, how you keep it good, those are the things we're going to talk about as far as people in relationships and people that are married. But to the people that are single, we want to address the issues that could potentially cause you to repel the person or the people that you're supposed to attract, the scenarios, the places you're supposed to be to meet the ideal candidate. These are all important steps to becoming the person that attracts the person that was equipped to deal with you. So that's what Relationships and Chill is about. We're going to cover so many topics, for singles to married people, like I said, to people who are in relationships. We want to cover all the bases, and we're going to do that with in a real chill environment, a real chill atmosphere. That's what relationships is. It's kind of like in the evening when you just talking to your friend and you're talking about relationship problems and issues and ideas and thoughts and all that kind of stuff. That's what we want to do. We want to be that evening time, sipping your glass of wine, place that you come to chill and just vibe and talk about different relationship things. But at the end of the day, we want to give solutions, not just talk about problems and talk about ideas and give just whatever kind of advice that doesn't really help you progress. We want your feedback. We want to know what you think about everything. We want to know your questions. We want to know your concerns, because I want to tackle all of it. I want to get head on with these things, and I want to learn as much as you guys want to learn. But I am still learning, but the things that I know, I will share those things. And that's what this podcast is designed to do. Is I created it to share information that I've gathered and people that I know have gathered, or people that I know that I've shared this information with, that can vouch for the validity of it and how well it works. I'm going to bring those people on, and we're going to share the information to help you guys progress, to get the relationship you want, to make your relationship better, and to continuously grow that relationship and keep it great. We'll be hosting our podcast, and you can go on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all the major places that podcasts are being released. We will have you'll be able to download and subscribe there. So please go ahead and do that right now. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. And you don't want to miss any of the episodes, because any episode can turn into the best advice you've ever heard in your life. Or it could be the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life. It could be anything. So you definitely don't want to miss anything. Make sure you subscribe right now. Also catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Instagram at Relationships and Chill. On YouTube, Relationships and Chill TV. Facebook, Relationships, and you have to spell it out. On each one of them, you have to spell out A-N-D. It's not the ampersand. It's actually spelled out A-N-D. Chill. And now here's the thing. Some of the people that I will be bringing on, my wife is going to be coming on. Some good friends of mine you don't want to miss. Also, you definitely want to subscribe to Relationships and Chill, because the segment that we'll call Take My Word is going to blow your socks off. That segment of Relationships and Chill is called Take My Word with me and Candace Junior Baby Jackson. And you don't want to miss it, because, man, that's my natural partner. And she's a very interesting young lady. When I tell you, she will have you crying, laughing. And she is a very strong-willed, very strongly opinionated woman, but like, it's so funny the dynamic that her and I have. And Christina Lynn, which is like pretty much the complete opposite, where she's in a different place in her life, and the way she approaches things is a very nurturing perspective. And so that the things that she'll be able to draw out of me will be completely different from Candace or my wife. They'll be able to draw different things out of me, and so you'll get different perspectives from those three different types of women. And last but not least, my wife, who is the product of all this wonderful information and transformations, and she is the epitome of what I ascribe to teach and to show people how it works. So through her and I, you'll see the dynamic of how relationships can be. And so just stay tuned, and we'll be bringing to you all kinds of information, all kinds of things that you can think about and use and try and laugh about, cry about. It's going to be amazing. I promise you this. If I didn't know me, I would want to listen to me as it relates to information about dating and relationships, because I surprise myself sometimes, even when I'm listening back to some of my podcasts. I'm like, did I really actually say that? But I'm not saying that from like a egotistical place or whatever. But I think I was designed for this. I think I was created to do this. I believe strong, and I think as you listen, you'll probably lean more towards that too. So I think that's all. I just wanted to welcome you guys to Relationships and Chill. I want us to be your go-to place for relationship information. And it's going to be a very friendly conversation, very friendly dialogue. We're not a doctor or a PhD or anything like that. No knock on those things. And we'll probably have some of those guys come on and give their 2 cents and give their perspectives and give you more of a scientific approach or more of a, standard approach. But what I want to do is just offer that friendly, like your homeboy, the dude that you call and, you just want to talk to about whatever issues you got going on. And he gives you some amazing advice and you know that. So that's why you call him. And that's all I want to be. That's all I want to be your homeboy that make you laugh, that make you think and make you look at things from a different perspective. And so that's what Relationships and Chill is designed to do. So I just wanted to thank you for your time. Also, like I said, welcome you to the channel. And I'll see you on future episodes. You guys take it easy. I'm out. Peace.